ciel bleu vole en silence les cœurs des gens amoureux. Hey everyone, so for today's video we have a very exciting one because I'm going to be sharing with you all my affordable makeup starter kit. So if you are on a budget and you're looking to start your makeup collection, these are the products that I find to be just really beautiful and just generally excellent formulas. Before we jump in, I want to say I don't really approach drugstore makeup on my channel from the viewpoint of this is good for the price. I look for a good formula despite whatever the price is. A lot of these products I think are an excellent value, but for me, performance is number one. Just because something is affordable doesn't mean that I'm going to recommend it because it's affordable. This could also be seen as just a general roundup of some of my all-time favorite drugstore makeup. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you are excited about it, if this is your kind of video, definitely make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And if you like me, if you enjoyed the video, make sure that you are subscribed. All of this makeup is under $20, but I want to get the most expensive product out of the way because it is the Morphe 2 Skin Tint, and I think that this is, at the moment, probably my absolute favorite drugstore foundation skin tint product. It's what is on my skin today. I think Morphe has created a product that really is different than all of the other skin tints that I see. This really performs like a high-end product. The formula is very fluid, which is why it comes in this kind of dropper bottle you see here. It's very liquidy. The dropper is certainly a little bit messy, and that's the only real con about this product, but the actual formulation and the way it looks on the skin is just so beautiful. If you are someone that really likes a natural look to your skin, you want your skin to look like skin, but you want it to just look a little bit more blurred, have a really kind of soft medium coverage, I feel like this is a beautiful product for that. You can see on my skin, it's not incredibly dewy. It has a really nice kind of satin finish. For me, that kind of satin finish ends up working on a lot of different skin types, so that's why I always lean towards those products. And they also kind of wear a little bit better than some more really dewy skin tint products. Makeup loves to blend on top of it as well, which is really key when you're looking for a foundation. The foundation can look good on its own, but it also has to work well with other products. And this is certainly a skin tint that will work really well with cream products as well. It's not going to move around coverage. As a whole, I think it's just really an incredible formula. So many shades to choose from, and I highly recommend it. I actually also highly recommend, and I need to revisit this foundation. It is the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I was obsessed with that foundation. It really was a holy grail product for me, but Physicians Formula discontinued it. Now, I actually reached out to them because I heard that they were bringing it back. I actually decided to just keep it as a Walmart, Amazon, and their website exclusive. That is another absolutely gorgeous foundation. If you guys want me to pick up that foundation again and kind of get into the nitty-gritty on that formula, I would be happy to do that because I was already kind of planning on it. Now let's get into two concealers. That is for talking about two concealers. We'll start with what is under my eyes. It's a product that I've been talking about a lot on my channel. It's the Undone Beauty Conceal to Reveal palette. I'm the shade 420 Pink Petal, and by the way, I'm the shade Hint of Marshmallow in the Morphe Skin Tint. But if you are looking for just a really beautiful skin-like but hydrating concealer, this is one that I always recommend. My under eyes are so finicky with concealers. I know I talk about my plight with concealers a lot on my channel, but I've certainly spent like so much freaking money trying out concealers and finding a formula that looks really natural and hydrating under my eyes, but also kind of flattening. I don't want anything that exaggerates the hollowness. I want it to just be really smooth and brightening, and this to me is a really excellent cream concealer. There are 3 different stripes, you can't really see that you can control the amount of coverage, but in general, you can just control the amount of coverage with your finger, so you can just add a little bit and just very softly tap it into the skin, or you can use a sponge, which is what I often do. I'm always surprised at the amount of coverage that this gives. It actually gives quite a bit of coverage. It's definitely more of a light to medium, but it's really easy to sheer out as well. So I like that the product is a little bit more versatile. I like that it's a cream that doesn't look really heavy under the eyes. There are certainly some like cream corrector kind of products that look really dry. They're super stiff, kind of waxy, and don't want to blend into the skin, especially if you have dry skin, but that is not the case with this one. This one does feel kind of stiff to the touch, but then it kind of melts down. It's not too creamy that it's going to look heavy and cakey under the eyes, so it's a really nice balanced formula. I'm trying out a bunch of Undone Beauty right now to do kind of like a brand overview, and have found a lot of really excellent products, but this is definitely one of my favorites. Another all-time favorite is Maybelline Fit Me. I'm not going to stay here for too long because I've talked about it a lot on my channel, but for me, this is just such an excellent concealer. It was really the first concealer that I found that gave me everything I needed. I love that it's really liquidy, but it's not dehydrating, because there are certainly some more liquidy concealers that I feel like kind of dry down and kind of suck the moisture out of your under eyes. For me, it just remains really fresh looking under the eyes. I do think that they reformulated the shades a little bit. This is the shade Fair, and I feel like it's a little bit more peachy than it used to be, but I do still think that it's a really nice find. Another product that I talk about a lot on my channel, like a lot, it's almost kind of a joke at this point. They're the Honest Beauty cream blushes, and the reason why I talk about these so much is just there's not another formula like them. Even the packaging feels really nice, the mirrors are really nice, and they just have these beautiful, like, juicy colors. I have Coral Peach and Peony Pink, and I actually used to have the Berry shade, but I wasn't reaching for it a lot, so I decluttered. But all of them are this really beautiful, compact cream formula. They're actually a little bit stiffer, but highly pigmented. And this weird thing happens when they go on the skin. And by weird, I don't mean weird. I mean, it's actually kind of magical. They kind of sheer out to more of a creamy but blotted look. It gives you just the most beautiful, natural finish. It never messes with anything that you have under it. I don't think that I've ever had a bad blush day with this product because it works well with everything, with every foundation. You could have like a powder foundation on and apply this on top and it wouldn't mess with it. That's why I always recommend this one too for people just getting into cream blush, because the formula is kind of goof proof. The only thing that you have to really get used to is the amount of pigment, because there's certainly a lot of pigment here. But I just take a sponge, I dip it right into the product, and then I press it onto the cheeks. You can get such a beautifully diffused look. You can get a really juicy, bright pop of color. These last a long time. Again, I talk about them a lot on my channel because the formula is just so good. Another kind of cream blush product that I am a huge fan of are the Flower Beauty blush bombs. I initially bought the shade Pinched, and this is like a beautiful kind of neutral bronzy shade. And I also was sent the shade Melon recently, and having received this one, it kind of reinvigorated my love for this product. I reviewed the shade Pinched in the past, and what I really loved about this shade and this product is that it gives you like a beautiful, even wash of color with just this beautiful dewy quality. Sometimes dewy products can look a little bit choppy on the skin depending on the formula, but this one is very even, and it just gives you this beautiful like glassy look to your cheeks. It's more of just like a liquidy kind of product, but I did kind of wish that there was more pigment to this shade. And then when I tried out Melon, this is the shade that gave me a lot of pigment. It's just this absolutely gorgeous coral shade. You really don't need a lot with this shade. I mean, it is intense pigment right off the bat, but it blends just as beautifully as the more sheer shade. I actually found that the Pinched shade is slightly more dewy than Melon. Let me know down below if you guys have any of the shades. Do you notice that there's a difference in pigmentation and the amount of shine that it gives off? Today, I actually put a little bit of Pinched on the cheeks, and then I went back in with Melon to really like brighten the cheeks and give it more pop. There's just a beautiful healthiness to the product. If you're a big fan of cream products that give you a lot of shine and dew, I definitely recommend these. I love that they're both a kind of color product and a texture product. Like, it will reflect back a lot of light and dew. So if you do have more dry skin, dull skin, you just feel like your skin is looking a little bit sallow, these will not only give you the color to make you look a little bit more pepped up, it will also give you that really pretty shine and dew. So yeah, very good product. Next, I have a product that's still relatively new to me. I discovered it in my Stylevana haul. It is the I'm Mimi Multi-Stick Bronzer. And I tried this out, and you know what? I have to say, cream bronzers are the #1 hardest formula to find at the drugstore, not only in the quantity of amount of cream bronzers that are available, but a lot of them are really bad, you guys. I've tried out a lot, and a lot of them are good, like they're passable, but I'm looking for like really good. I'm looking for something that I will reach for a lot and want to use. Not just looking for something because it's affordable. Again, this does happen to be affordable, but of course we had to go to Korea to find a good formula. This is a K-beauty brand. You can see it's in a stick format, and this is just such a beautifully buttery product. The pigmentation is very even. Again, I always look for that with cream products because there's nothing worse than getting like a choppy cream bronzer look or a choppy cream blush look. Like, it's really a pet peeve for me. When it goes on, it has a really nice emollients and like a natural finish. It wants to blend into the skin. These are all things that I really look for when I'm looking for a cream bronzer. But what's nice is that it kind of sets down to more of a skin-like to matte finish. You can still get some really nice shape with the product. It's not going to remain really dewy on the skin. Definitely has a nice silkiness to it. I would say the pigmentation is light to medium. You can certainly build it up, but you're never gonna get like a really high effect kind of bronzer look with this. And I don't think that that's the purpose of a product like this, especially in K-beauty. Yeah, this is really beginner friendly. It's affordable. I think it is certainly an excellent product. By the way, I'm wearing this product as well on my cheekbones today, but I realized that I forgot to apply this one, so I will do it with you guys now. This is the AOA Studio Wonderskin Illuminating Primer. This was a recommendation from one of you, and I have to say, $1. This is $1 on the Miss A website. You know, that immediately, like, alarm bells are going off in my head. I'm like, how good can this formula actually be for $1? Well, it turns out it really can be quite excellent. This is just the most beautiful glossy glow product that I found at an affordable price. It's kind of a thinner lotion product, but it's not super creamy the way that some like glow lotion products can be. Sometimes I find those products to be really thick, and then when they go on the skin, they offer like no hydration. So it ends up being like a really off-balanced product. It feels heavy, but yet it's offering no hydration. This is not that product. It just, I mean, look at that. It's just ultra beaming and glossy, but this is not going to highlight any texture. For me, this is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I mean, look at that. Just incredibly glossy, but also a very flattering product. You don't have to worry about this exaggerating any texture on the skin. For me, it's a product that makes the quality of your skin look better, but it's not too subtle either. And that's kind of that sweet spot that I'm always looking for with cream highlights, because there are a lot I've found that will give you a very subtle look, and it's almost like, okay, why am I even bothering? And then there are some that are like way too intense. You know, it's textured all over the cheeks, and you kind of want to find that middle ground where you get that glossiness that you want from more of a subtle highlight, but it's not like applying nothing. It has a little bit more impact. And for me, this one is beautiful because it still looks like skin just amplified, just a little bit extra and a little bit dewy. I could have also included this in the primer section because I also do think this is a beautiful primer if you just want to use this all over the face. Again, that's how they market it, as an illuminating primer, but for me, I really like using it as a highlight on the tops of the cheekbones. There's some sort of witchcraft in that product. Now let's get into the eyes. So you guys know I'm a huge fan of cream shadows, so that's what we're talking about today. I have 3 different formulas. The first kind of formula that I would recommend is just a really nice sheer, slightly sparkly formula. So the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today is one of my favorite one and done shadows, period. They are the Ulta Beauty Bouncy Cream Eyeshadows, and the one I'm wearing is the shade Italian Ice. Just like the perfect taupey pink that's not too pink, and it has enough definition to it that I just really, really love for a one and done shadow. And the beauty about these shadows to me is really the way the pigment is so sheer. It offers that definition, but the actual texture of the product looks really thin and glossy on the lids. Perfect natural makeup. And again, it's a bouncy cream shadow because the formula is a little bit more plush. It has that more squishy sort of texture, but it still glides on the lids in a very thin and creamy way. It doesn't feel like a waxy, stiff kind of putty. It definitely has more emollients to it. There are a ton of shades to choose from as well. They're perfect for every day. They're perfect for work, but there's also kind of like a model off duty elegance about the formula. They're just really incredible, and a lot of you guys have tried them and have also become a fan of them. Another product from Ulta, which is really the same story, are the Ulta Beauty Matte Cream Eyeshadows. These are such an affordable liquid shadow, and I'm hard pressed to find another matte shadow at the drugstore that I love as much as these. Beautiful pigment. They're nice because they're liquidy, but they do have a touch of creaminess. They blend so effortlessly on the lids. The formula seriously is so beginner friendly if you're looking for matte shades to just do a one and done look, or if you're looking for cream shadows to just kind of frame the eyes and then use another shadow on top. I mean, these are excellent. The blend, the pigmentation, but they also last so long. So if you're looking for a shadow to kind of put into the crease to make any of your eye looks last a lot longer, that's how I mainly use them. I will use one of these in the crease and then I'll go in with the Ulta Bouncy Cream Shadow. These don't last as long as these do, but when I use them in combination, it's just, if you took away all my other cream shadows, I would be able to get so many looks that I love with just these. It's kind of unheard of to find a matte cream shadow like this that can give you even pigmentation, not crack up or kind of blend unevenly. Like for me, that's huge because there are so many liquid shadows that look heavy, they kind of crumble off in an awkward way, or you're blending part of the eye and then the other part of the eye has already dried down. So there's kind of that mismatched, unblended look to the eyes, and these don't do that. They still give you enough time to blend, which is so key. Yeah, I can't sing the praises enough. I know I've talked about them a lot on my channel. People are sleeping on Ulta products, and I'm very happy to report the hidden gems that I found. I actually found another Ulta product that I'm saving for another video that I'm just obsessed with. But let's get into one last shadow. This is the Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade High Roller. So I believe this used to be called Bad to the Bronze. Please let me know down below if you have Bad to the Bronze and you have High Roller, and let me know if they're the same shade because I'm honestly not positive. But this is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous shade and really a beautiful formula. I actually don't like all of the shades within the Maybelline Color Tattoo line. I think the mattes look a little bit odd on the lids, but this beautiful taupey bronze is just an excellent one and done shade. I mentioned it actually in my best affordable one and done shadow video. I'll leave that link down below if you guys are interested in cream shadows that are more affordable. I did mention this in that video because this is just such an excellent product for more of a soft kind of smoky look. The shade I think just looks really expensive, and when a shade is done really right, it just looks high end. It's a thinner formula and more of like that satin finish. There is kind of a shift and a sheen to this, but there's no visible chunky glitter whatsoever. It's really just that perfect everyday shade. You can sheer it out just into the crease and just get a nice soft definition color. There's really a lot to love, especially about the shade High Roller, so definitely recommend this one. Next, let's talk about some lip products. So I was wearing the Chapstick Total Hydration lip oil in the shade Subtle Pink, and you can see now how this product fades as you continue to wear it. This is a tinted lip oil kind of product that for me just is so beautifully comfortable. There are plenty of lip glosses at the drugstore, and honestly a ton of lip glosses that I love and recommend. I'm a huge fan of lip gloss, but this I think is a really unique formula because it's kind of like a liquid lip balm, tinted oil, lip gloss hybrid, like all mixed into one formula. They have the hydration of a lip oil or a lip balm, but they have the really pretty glossiness of a gloss, but they don't leave behind an awkward residue like some glosses can do. Give the lips just this really nice pillowy look. You can certainly get a lot of shine from them if you really want to build them up, but you can apply just a little bit like I did just to give them a nice soft sheen. It will hydrate the lips, which again, you know, some glosses and even a lot of lip oils won't do that. They kind of just remain like an oily feeling on the surface of the lips. And I feel like these actually give you that hydration that you're looking for. And they also kind of fill in the lines of the lips really beautifully. And I always look for that with a tinted lip oil or in a gloss. I love when a formula can fill in the lip lines without being sticky or heavy, because when they fill in the lip lines, your lips look smoother, they look healthier. But if they still have a really elegant formula that doesn't feel sticky and gloopy, then, you know, that's when you have a little match made in heaven. So yeah, I really, really love these. Another lip product that I am a huge fan of are the Pew Juicy Pang tints. I actually only have one shade. This is the shade BE01, but I'll leave the exact shade name down below. What a unique formula. I love trying to describe textures within K-beauty because I feel like it's more of a challenge because the formulas are so unique, so that's really exciting for me. Smell exactly like a grape popsicle. They taste like a grape popsicle. It's very pleasing to me, being someone that enjoys grape popsicles, but if you're not a fan of that, you're probably not gonna like these. For me, this is kind of like a cream balm formula. It's very unlike any other formula that I've tried. The texture is buttery, it's very smooth, but it's still relatively lightweight. It's kind of more like a light to medium weight product. It's hydrating, and again, there's that smoothness to it, but it's not particularly slippery. I love that there's a balminess to it, but there's also a nice sheer quality to it. It doesn't feel really heavy on the lips. It's really like that buttery, lush feeling. Again, all while being relatively lightweight on the lips. They don't add a lot of gloss. They just add a really soft shine, and there's that really pretty soft kind of pigment. Funny enough, it does leave behind quite a lot of pigment on the lips. It definitely stains the lips. And that pigment and that stain on the lips will certainly last. I am also a huge fan of the Waterlight tint from Pew. I almost recommended that in today's video, but those are a little bit more rich pigment. That's not as natural as the other products that went with our theme today, but I highly, oh my gosh, highly recommend those as well. And lastly, we have a brow product. It's not necessarily a brow product. This is the Got to Be Glued Ultra Glued Invincible Styling Gel. So I talked about this in a recent favorites video actually, and this is just such an incredible product. If you like that more fluffy brow look, if you like a laminated brow look, a soap brow look, I highly recommend this one. I like it because it doesn't feel really crunchy or heavy in the brows. There are certainly some clear brow gels that I can kind of feel like my eyebrows can't like move around when I have it in. This doesn't do that, which I wasn't expecting at all. I was really expecting this to be a really crunchy product, but it's not. You just take a little bit into a spoolie and you can really fluff up the brows. You can place hairs exactly where you want them. The hold is going to last a long time, but you're not sacrificing that really fluffy look to your brows. So affordable. Really better than most of the eyebrow products that I could recommend to you guys. That's why I'm only just recommending this one, because this is really the brow product that I've been using a ton. I know that was a long video, but I really hope that it was helpful. And if it was, definitely make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know, your drugstore staples down below. I would love to know your favorites. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you all in my next one.